Hi, I'm Tim. Welcome to our channel, and thanks for logging on. If you enjoy these videos, do me a favor and subscribe to our YouTube channel right here at Watchbox Reviews. I would really appreciate it, and I promise to update daily. If you love this watch, you can see it, and you can purchase it on our website, thewatchbox.com. Today, we are discussing the Hublot Big Bang Unico in grade 5 titanium, an imposing 45 millimeters in diameter. That's not including the crown, the chronograph pushers, or the flanking winglets of the design. Perhaps not as thick as you expect. At 15.7, the watch is just as broad as you anticipate, at 57.3 millimeters across the wrist. Now you can see on my 16 centimeter circumference wrist, this is a broad piece. The reason it fits is because of the curvature of the lugs. You can see that the lugs on both sides turn down at their edges, which helps to arc the watch around your wrist, making for a better fit as well as a more visually consonant appearance if your wrist is borderline for the watch. I recommend this watch for wrists as small as 15 centimeter circumference. It's going to look large, but it'll fit, and large, after all, is the Hublot style. The timepiece nicely equipped with a thoughtful refinement. The seatbelt buckle quick release lug. I adore it. It allows you to easily swap straps, no need for resort to a tool or a watchmaker. You simply stick the strap back in, and it's an unobtrusive system with no visual cue other than the center actuator. If you don't know it's there, you wouldn't even notice. A handsome strap, substantial, with a anthracite leather and a contrasting red stitch, a sporty combination. It's a thick strap that nicely matches the swell of the case from the side, as well as the taper of the case from the top. Jumping straight to the buckle, Hublot always giving you a twin trigger system, so it can't accidentally pop open. I like that. The buckle in titanium to match the case, featuring an Hublot H pattern inner chassis, satin finished internally. You actually tuck the excess strap length under the clasp, and then there's no excess visible, nor is there any need for minder loops to handle the excess of straps. So this is a smart design, a lot like the one used by Omega. It's a good solution on every level. The case itself is a fusion of materials, as Hublot often likes to say. You can see there are resin inserts on the flank. There's a resin gasket underneath the bezel. There is a rubber crown shoulder. The remainder of the case, including the inner case that holds the movement, is in grade 5 titanium. And because it's grade 5, you can see it's capable of holding a bright polish, both in the flanks of the case itself as well as the flank of the bezel, with the hoods of the case satin finish. And you note the attention to detail. Hublot, a great design house. Controversial, but excellent in design. They actually polished the outer faces of the H pattern bolts, so inboard they're blasted, their outer faces, their elevated rims, those are high polished. That's the attention to detail you get with an Hublot Big Bang Unico. You can see that the crowns for the chronograph, the pushers, are shouldered to give them a bit more body, but they're obviously designed to resemble automotive pistons. They even have little details that emulate automotive piston rings. Now, jumping to the bezel, you can see that it features more of those H pattern bolts, and the bezel a combination of polish on its flank, vertical satin finish, framing a dial which includes two sapphires, 1 and 2. The first sapphire sits over the dial, and underneath that sapphire is silk screened the Hublot logo, and then there's a second sapphire on which the indices and the numerals, as well as the twin sub-registers, sit. You can see there's a skeletonized date disc that runs around the circumference of the dial, and there's a sloped ray-hot outboard that acts as your reference for chronograph seconds as well as minutes of the day. Now, on the base of the dial, you can see the Hublot Unico caliber is effectively an inside-out chronograph. As you can see, the chronograph with its column wheel, black polished, actuating as you cycle the system. You can also see the lateral clutch. Both of these features usually on the back of a conventional chronograph, so you can see those components operating. The chronograph feel is superb. It is very competitive with some of the best. I would compare it favorably to something like a Rolex 4130 caliber. But unlike the Rolex 4130, the Unico is also a flyback chronograph that you can reset and restart. Screw down crown, 100 meter water resistance. When you pull the crown out, you have stop seconds. And of course, let me just get the watch out of its danger zone right there. There's the date changeover. It's a good thing I checked. But there is a ghosted date disc at 3 o'clock, and you can see how there's a quick set so you can rapidly cycle that date. The watch with a 60-minute chronograph register, far more practical than the chronographs that only give you 30 minutes. I tend to time things between 30 minutes and an hour with my chrono, rarely needing the hour register, so it's nice to have a full 60-minute reg. You can also see that the watch on its case back Gives you all of the Hublot manufactured goodness you could ever desire. The Unico, originally designed by B&B Concept, which was a complications house purchased by Hublot back in 2010. B&B is now all in-house, and it's taken its exotic mechanisms with it. 3-day power reserve, 28/8 beat rate, full balance bridge for shock resistance. It's a bi-directional winder with ceramic rotor bearings for high efficiency. Stop second. It features the quick set feature. It features the flyback chronograph, column wheel, lateral clutch, and though you can't see it, it also features a silicon escapement. The silicon escapement operating unlubricated, improving the efficiency of the watch, and also forestalling service intervals. So this is a smart timepiece inside and out with real value-added features, and at 100 meters, this is a watch you can take swimming. A no-concern, all-the-time sports watch. It's as big and bold as you want to be. True, Hublot is a polarizing brand, but you can't fault them for their watchmaking. That, in the modern era, is superb. Hublot Big Bang Unico in titanium. See it on the watch box. Hublot Big Bang Unico. This one has brown lume, so it's not quite as bright as it could be, but you can see it at night.